Please welcome the members of the class of 1963 returning to celebrate their 50th class reunion. Please welcome the fabulous members of the class of 1963, returning for their 50th class reunion. Please welcome Chancellor Holden Thorpe and the distinguished members of the Platform Party, led by Faculty Marshal Valerie Ashby.
Welcome to the spring commencement ceremony at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. The members of the UNC-Chapel Hill Army ROTC will present the colors, and Laura Buff, candidate for the Bachelor of Music degree, will lead us in singing the national anthem. Please rise. Please be seated. Good morning. Today we continue a tradition that began in 1798 when the first 7 graduates received their diplomas. 215 years later, the graduating class is a little bigger, but it's still a great Carolina tradition. Graduates, this is your day, and all of us join you in this celebration of your academic achievement. This is also Mother's Day. Not all of our mothers could be here today, but let's take a moment to show our gratitude to mothers in the audience and everywhere. Congratulations to you on being part of the university that invented public higher education, and that leads the way in keeping a college education accessible and affordable. Let's take a moment to thank the citizens of North Carolina for their investment in this university and the entire UNC system. Private donors believe in this investment too and have been part of Carolina since its founding. Their gifts also contributed to your education. And the class of 2013 has followed in their footsteps by supporting Carolina through the senior campaign. I'm proud to report that 37% of the class of 2013 participated in the senior campaign. Congratulations and thank you. The class of 2013 includes 18 seniors who yesterday received their commissions as ensigns and second lieutenants in the Navy, Army, and Air Force. And these young men and women will leave Chapel Hill for active duty. They will join other Tar Heels, students, alumni, faculty, and staff who are already serving on active duty or in the reserves. Our thoughts and prayers go with all of them. And also in today's graduating class, Joanne Hunter, 87-year-old graduate known as Grandma Joe. Congratulations, Grandma Joe, and happy Mother's Day. Joining me on the platform today are a number of distinguished people. I will introduce them now, and I ask you to please hold your applause until all have been recognized. Winston Crisp, Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs. Steve Matson, Dean of the Graduate School. Jan Boxell, Professor of Philosophy and Director of the Parr Center for Ethics and Chair of the Faculty. Michael Bertucci, President of the Graduate and Professional Student Federation. Tim Palmer, President of the Senior Class of 2013. And Nora Chan, Vice President of the Senior Class of 2013. Let's recognize all of these wonderful and distinguished people. It is now my honor to introduce Paul Fulton of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, representing the Board of Governors of the University of North Carolina. Mr. Fulton will present the Board of Governors Excellence in Teaching Award.
Good morning to the Carolina graduating class of 2013. I bring you greetings and congratulations from the UNC Board of Governors, the governing body for the 17 campuses of this great university system. And this is truly a great day for you, for the university, and for my grandson, Clay Timmons, who is sitting among you out there. And it's a great day for your parents, who are not only extremely proud of you, but relieved that you have a college degree, hopefully a job, and maybe out on your own. And it makes me as a grandfather, one of you, even more proud because I graduated from this great institution in 1957. Now, all of you know that this was the first state university to open its doors, and you should know by now that it is the best. The best students, the best faculty, the best education, the best color of blue, more national championships than the Duke is just down the road, more fun, and just the best of everything. This degree will stand you in good stead anywhere you go in the world. In New York, Chicago, San Francisco, London, Paris, Beijing, Cape Town, Sydney, wherever you are. When you're asked where you went to school and you say, I went to Chapel Hill, believe me, they will know. So from this day forward, do your part to maintain and enhance the prestige and reputation of this great university and of your degree. Support this university with your time, effort, and wealth. Come back often. Send us bright young people as students. Always be an ambassador. Stay involved and always be a Tar Heel. The end of anything always marks the beginning, and you're beginning a career of a whole new life, so do so with the utmost confidence that you are prepared. Godspeed and go Heels. I'd also like to say a few words of thanks to Chancellor Thorpe, who has led this university through some difficult times, and while doing so, he has led it to some really great heights. Things like research grants, where Carolina appeared for the first time among the top 10 research universities, and undergraduate admissions applications, up some 43% in the last 5 years, giving Carolina the most outstanding freshman class in its history, but probably not quite as good as the incoming class of 2009, which is obviously your class. And our faculty continues to be among the best. Thank you, Holden, for giving us your commitment and tireless efforts. Washington U is indeed fortunate. Godspeed to you also. We love you, and we love Patty. And we look forward to seeing son John on campus next fall. Now, it's also my privilege to present this year's Board of Governors Award for Excellence in Teaching to one of your most outstanding faculty members. Established by the Board of Governors in 1994 to underscore the importance of teaching and to reward great teachers across the university, the awards are given annually by the Board of Governors to a tenured faculty member from each UNC campus. Would Chancellor Thorpe and Dr. Glass please step forward? Dr. Darrell Glass is a professor of English and comparative literature. He is a self-described model liberal arts educator. Dr. Glass writes, "The goals of my classes reflect my nearly 50-year commitment to the fundamental process of education in the liberal arts. I seek to provide experiences that encourage enthusiasm for learning that will be sustained throughout my students' lives." Darrell is also driven to help students immerse themselves in and understand in detail the specific language of literary text, to present interpretations that are well-grounded, lucid, and pervasive in both writing and in speaking. Dr. Glass stated, "If my students can achieve these practical skills, they will pay off in their careers and their lives as citizens in our complicated world." One former student said, "I am a better writer, reader, and thinker." Dr. Glass pushes students not only to write more clearly and concisely, but also to think and understand more fully what they're reading, what they're saying, and how it affects other folks thinking about what they're hearing. Just think of the value of that kind of learning as you pursue your careers after today. Dr. Glass has received awards of national and international distinction. He was appointed special chair, visiting professor by the Taiwan National Science Research Council, participating at 9 university sites island-wide in the Willard Literary and Critical Studies program in Taiwan. He was appointed by President Clinton to a 6-year term of the National Council of the Humanities. Dr. Glass earned his Bachelor of Arts from the University of Nebraska. He was a Rhodes Scholar. His doctorate is from Princeton University. He has some 33 years of teaching and service and research at UNC-Chapel Hill. Dr. Glass, we celebrate your outstanding professional achievement and salute your demonstrated commitment to great teaching and inspiring a new generation of learning. In this day of some skepticism and questions about the value of a liberal arts education in the workplace, you are a wonderful example of how it enhances critical thinking and the ability to understand and to learn. In honoring you, we also acknowledge the more than 14,000 dedicated faculty members who teach over 220,000 students throughout the University of North Carolina.
Your addition.
We're going to put the medal on you, I hope.
I'm going to pick this up. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Congratulations for all you do
Thank you,
here.
Paul.
Tremendous.
Liked your addition to that speech.
Well, I thought that might play well. Which way?
Did you get it? That's
It
right.
goes this way. Congratulations.
Thanks,
My
man.
pleasure.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Darrell. Glad you're here today. Congratulations to Darrell. And thank you, Mr. Fulton. We are honored to have with us the president of the University of North Carolina System, Tom Ross.
Chancellor Thorpe, Mr. Fulton, members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished guests, and most importantly, members of the class of 2013. Good morning and happy Mother's Day. As an alumnus of the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill School of Law, it is a privilege to be taking part in this celebration as the president of our great university. Let me also join Chancellor Thorpe in offering special greetings to the families, parents, grandparents, and siblings, and to the close friends of this great group of students seated before me, and to the faculty, students, staff, trustees, and alumni who have joined us today. And I extend especially warm greetings to each of you, the class of 2013. We are here today to pay tribute to you and your achievements. So on behalf of the entire University of North Carolina, let me congratulate each and every one of you. All of us are extremely proud of you. Because of excellent teaching by an outstanding faculty and your own committed efforts, you have acquired knowledge, competencies, and skills that will serve you the rest of your lives. Your minds are sharp and filled with ideas. You can write, speak, and think with the best of them. You are prepared to engage globally and locally and are truly ready to tackle all of the many adventures and opportunities and challenges life will bring to you. I am hopeful and confident each of you will be successful. Some of you as doctors or lawyers, some as entrepreneurs, some working in nonprofits, some as CEOs, and some making life-changing or life-saving discoveries. I am equally hopeful and confident each of you will strive to make life better for others, that you will work to improve the community in which you live, and that you will do all you can to contribute to the common good and a better world. My desire is that each of you live your life going forward in a manner that matters, that makes a positive difference. So I urge you as you go forth, do well and do good. You have been blessed during your time here at Carolina to have a great leader at the helm. Chancellor Thorpe has faced more than his share of challenges in his current role, but his love of and devotion to Carolina are beyond question. He has given more than 2 decades of service to his alma mater, the last 5 of them as your chancellor. Along the way, he has made a real and lasting impact in the classroom and laboratory where he has been recognized with a litany of honors and awards, and his leadership has produced many, many very positive accomplishments during your time on this campus, including Carolina becoming one of the top 10 research universities in America. Through thick and thin, he has worked tirelessly to make things better for you, for your fellow students, for the faculty and staff, and for everyone connected with Carolina. Chancellor Thorpe, on behalf of the entire university, and joined by each person here today, and many more not with us, I want to thank you for all you have done for us, for the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. We owe you a deep debt of gratitude. You will be sorely missed. Thank you. I close by again extending my best wishes and heartfelt congratulations to each of you graduates on this, your big day. I thank you for allowing me to share it with you. Go Tar Heels.
Thank you, President Ross. I'm now pleased to introduce the Secretary of the Board of Trustees of the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, Dr. Philip Clay.
Good morning, President Ross, Chancellor Thorpe, distinguished honorees, and platform guests. On behalf of Chairman Hargrove and my fellow trustees, I want to extend a hearty welcome to all of you, families, guests, and most of all, the class of 2013. We are assembled here today for one celebration of three traditions. The first is the journey of parents and families of the class of 2013. Your journey started perhaps 20 years ago when you urgently hoped that the world would provide opportunities for the talents and aspirations of your child. The families here have come from many directions to celebrate today. For some of you, this is a return home and a continuation of a family tradition. For some of you, your son and daughter were joined by you to search for a special place. Others have had a more complicated journey. You've come from another country, from an unlikely background, or your child is the first in your family to attend any college. Whatever your origin or whatever your path, you have arrived here today to celebrate. Congratulations. The second celebration today is of the university itself. This is a great and strong institution. We are grateful to the people of North Carolina for supporting it over so many generations. But excellence and relevance are not static, and they are not permanent. Each generation and each campus leader must make a mark to advance and secure the institution's leadership and excellence. Sometimes these marks are dramatic, other times not so much. I want to acknowledge the contributions of Chancellor Thorpe, who over many years as a faculty member and more recently as our leader, framed and led the emergence of a university where innovation and entrepreneurship have been folded into the DNA of the university, its teaching, its research, and its service. While this may still be a work in progress for some time, the roots have taken hold in you, the class of 2013, and in the work of the faculty. This contribution is significant, and it's compelling, and it will generate compounding interest to the university and its alumni. Thank you, Chancellor Thorpe. Finally, we celebrate the class of 2013. You should be grateful to your family and friends who have brought you here. You should also take a moment to thank the tens of thousands of teachers across the state and around the country who have made it possible for you to be here. And as my colleague trustee Don Curtis reminded me, you should also thank Red Bull. While this is a celebration of an important achievement, at a more important level, today inaugurates the journey of adult life for you. In many ways, your life will be shaped more by the journey than by the destinations you reach. Journeys have beginnings and milestones. On the journey, you will find surprises and distractions. You will face risk and sometimes disappointment, and discomfort, and failure. Journeys will challenge your views and introduce you to new perspectives. You will be confronted by temptations and shortcuts and threats. In your journey, you will meet people from diverse backgrounds who arrive at the same place as you, but who come there by different means and with different perspectives and passions. While this may sometimes force deep introspection on your part, more often than not, the differences will be a welcome source of strength and deep value as they have been here at Carolina. In the coming years, classroom lessons will be remembered, and will take on new meaning as you develop your own voice. You will get even firmer grounding and more confidence. You will use your growing experience to make contributions that you cannot even imagine today. You will find yourself becoming a leader when you only aimed to serve. You will have partners on your journey, including many who are here with you today, and you will benefit from the teamwork that you have practiced. Your comfort and taking action will be rewarded, and your budding entrepreneurship and understanding of the larger world and the one in which you grew up will be a source of constant excitement. Your graduation today is not an end, but the beginning of your journey on an endless frontier. One more thing, though. While out on that frontier, remember Carolina. This place is special because its alumni and others have supported it, have refreshed it, and have made it better for each generation. We call on you to be a part of that legacy and to make sure that this university is available for successive generations. Again, my hearty congratulations, and have a wonderful journey.
Thank you, Trustee Clay. It is now my pleasure to introduce Eric Montross, Chair of the General Alumni Association, who will bring greetings on behalf of all alumni.
Good morning, graduating Tar Heels. After years of diligent effort, anxious moments, and expectation, you have earned your degree from Carolina. Your accomplishment is a source of pride to your family and to this university. Today, you join the largest part of our Carolina family. You are now more than 250,000 UNC alumni who reside in North Carolina's 100 counties, all of our 50 states, and over 140 nations worldwide. The General Alumni Association is the official organization for all former Carolina students. Staying connected to your campus and your classmates will become increasingly important as you make your way forward from this place you have called home. To celebrate with others, to share news, to keep in touch, the General Alumni Association provides the Carolina Alumni Reviews 6 times a year. You will also find us through all forms of social media, and the GAA is part of UNC's mobile app, where the online directory connects its members with more than 291,000 alumni. As our newest alumni, those of you not already employed in your dream job will be particularly interested in our alumni career services programs and opportunities to network. Here you will begin to uncover the tangible value of your Carolina degree. Your days at Carolina lasted a few short years, but you will be a Carolina alumnus forever. I hope you will allow the GAA to assist you in taking Carolina wherever you call home. Today is a day to celebrate your achievement with family and friends. Congratulations on behalf of UNC's General Alumni Association. Go Heels.
Thank you, Eric. Each year, the faculty selects individuals who have given especially distinguished service to this university, the state, the nation, and the world. Upon these individuals, we are privileged to confer honorary degrees in recognition of their achievements and their impact on society. I call upon Bruce Carney, Executive Vice Chancellor and Provost, to assist with the ceremony. Professor Joseph Farrell, Albert Coates Professor and Secretary of the Faculty, will come forward to read each citation.
I ask Sarah Mahalik to please bring forward Bernard Joel Flato.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present Bernard Joseph Flato, who has been recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees for the degree of Doctor of Laws.
Bernard Flato earned his BA in Latin American Studies from Carolina in 1941. He used that foundation to begin a lifelong career in interactions between America and Latin America. He became a diplomat, not in the world of political affairs, but in the world of business and public relations. He used his extensive business contacts with Latin America to spearhead exchange programs. One brought 54 Mexican professionals in 21 areas of study to Chapel Hill. Another created an exchange program between Venezuela and the Kenan-Flagler Business School, and a third exchanged specialists in physical therapy and rehabilitation of the blind between Mexico and Carolina's School of Medicine. This work garnered Flato membership in the Mexican Institute of Culture as the first, and at the time only, North American member of that distinguished body. Starting in 1949, Flato began collecting rare books pertaining to the early history of European contacts with the Western Hemisphere. His specialty was cronistas, journals kept by Spanish and Portuguese explorers documenting the discovery, conquest, and colonization of what Europeans called the New World. Today, the Bernard J. Flato collection of Latin American cronistas, housed in Carolina's rare book collection, is one of the very few such collections in the world. Flato's awards include the General Alumni Association's Distinguished Service Medal and the Board of Trustees' William Richardson Davey Award. For outstanding accomplishment in public relations and philanthropy, the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill is pleased to confer on Bernard Joseph Flato the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
Bernard Joseph Flato, by virtue of the authority vested in the University of North Carolina by the state of North Carolina and by the university entrusted to me, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws.
I ask Buck Goldstein to please conduct forward Joel Fleischman.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present Joel Lawrence Fleischman, who has been recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees for the degree of Doctor of Laws.
Although many of Carolina's alumni have gone on to make extraordinary contributions in a wide variety of venues, few, if any, can match the singular career of Joel Fleischman in all its elements: professor, university administrator, author, scholar, public servant, philanthropist, and expert on fine wines. After completing his study at Carolina and Yale, Fleischman joined the administration of Governor Terry Sanford as his legal assistant. There, he was instrumental in the establishment of the Governor's School and the North Carolina School of the Arts. After a time at Yale, where he helped establish the Center for the Study of the City, Fleischman rejoined Governor Sanford, by then president of Duke University, to found what is now known as the Sanford School of Public Policy. In 1963, he became president of the Atlantic Philanthropic Service Company, which provides program staff for one of the world's largest private charitable foundations. Since the 2007 publication of his book, The Foundation, A Great American Secret, How Private Wealth is Changing the World, and the 2011 release of another book, Give Smart, Philanthropy That Gets Results, Fleischman has emerged as the leading expert on increasing the impact of philanthropic institutions. Along the way, he shared his love of fine wines by writing a monthly column on wine for Vanity Fair. Fleischman is a fellow of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. His honors include Carolina's Distinguished Alumnus Award and Duke University's highest award, the University Medal. For outstanding accomplishment in the fields of higher education and philanthropy, the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill is pleased to confer on Joel Lawrence Fleischman the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
Joel Lawrence Fleischman, by virtue of the authority vested in the University of North Carolina by the state of North Carolina and by the university entrusted to me, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws.
I ask Lori Mesabov to please conduct forward Freeman Hrabowski.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present Freeman Hrabowski III, who has been recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees for the degree of Doctor of Laws.
Freeman Hrabowski is president of the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Under his leadership, the university established the Meyerhoff Scholars Program, designed to identify, recruit, and prepare future African American scientists, engineers, and mathematicians. The Meyerhoff Scholars family now has more than 800 alumni across the nation, 300 of whom are currently enrolled in graduate or professional programs. In addition to numerous articles and chapters, he is a co-author of 2 books, Beating the Odds, Raising Academically Successful African American Males, and Overcoming the Odds, Raising Academically Successful African American Young Women. Hrabowski has had broad influence as a consultant to the National Science Foundation, the National Institutes of Health, the National Academies, and the United States Department of Education, among others. Hrabowski's leadership qualities emerged early. At the age of 12, he participated in the Children's March in Birmingham, Alabama, and spent 5 days in jail for his efforts. He is a fellow of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences and the American Philosophical Society. In 2008, U.S. News and World Report named him one of America's best leaders. The next year, Time magazine named him one of America's 10 best college presidents, and in 2012, Time promoted him to one of the 100 most influential people in the world. For outstanding accomplishment in the field of higher education, the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill is pleased to confer on Freeman A. Hrabowski III the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
Freeman Hrabowski III, by virtue of the authority vested in the University of North Carolina by the state of North Carolina and by the university entrusted to me, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws.
I ask Bland Simpson to please conduct forward Mary Pope Osborne.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present Mary Pope Osborne, who has been recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees for the degree of Doctor of Letters.
Mary Pope Osborne is dedicated to the idea that all children should have the opportunity to develop a passion for reading. Once ignited, she believes, that passion can be a fierce motivation for changing their lives for the better. After earning her BA degree from Carolina, Osborne traveled all over the Middle East, living in a cave in Crete, enduring an earthquake in Afghanistan, and surviving blood poisoning in Nepal. Eventually, she settled in Washington, D.C., and later married Will Osborne, another UNC alumnus, whom she met while he was acting in Diamond Studs. The Osbornes later moved to New York City, where she began an extraordinary career as the author of the Magic Treehouse series. To date, the series includes 50 fiction titles plus 25 fact-tracker nonfiction companion titles. The series has been published in more than 35 languages and has sold more than 100 million copies. Will Osborne's musical adaptation, Magic Treehouse the Musical, premiered in 2007, and his Magic Treehouse Space Mission plays daily at the Moorhead Planetarium here in Chapel Hill. Osborne is a leading advocate for literacy on a global scale, working to provide access to books for children in need throughout the world. In 2012, Osborne created Mary Pope Osborne's Classroom Adventures program, which provides lesson plans and other resources free of charge to teachers, and Mary Osborne's Gift of Books, which donates collections of Magic Treehouse books to underserved schools around the country. For outstanding accomplishment in the field of literature, the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill is pleased to confer on Mary Pope Osborne the degree of Doctor of Letters honoris causa.
Mary Pope Osborne, by virtue of the authority vested in the University of North Carolina by the state of North Carolina and by the university entrusted to me, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Letters.
I ask Dean James Dean to please conduct forward Stephen M. Case.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present Stephen M. Case, who has been recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees for the degree of Doctor of Laws.
Steve Case is a businessman and philanthropist. He was recently described by CNBC as one of the nation's greatest entrepreneurs. In 1985, Case co-founded America Online, which helped drive the worldwide adoption of a medium that has transformed business and society. In 2005, he launched Revolution, an investment firm that seeks to partner with entrepreneurs in building businesses that give people more choice, control, and convenience in important areas of their lives. Through Revolution, Case has invested in more than 24 companies, including Living Social and Zipcar. Case is also an ardent supporter of entrepreneurs in the nonprofit and public policy arenas. In 2011, President Obama appointed him chair of the Startup America Partnership, a private sector initiative aimed at spurring the growth of entrepreneurial ecosystems across the United States. Case also served on the President's Council on Jobs and Competitiveness, where he chaired the efforts focused on entrepreneurship, and currently co-chairs the National Advisory Council on Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Believing in the mantra of "to whom much is given, much is expected," Case and his wife Jean created the Case Foundation, which unites the principles of entrepreneurship, innovation, and technology to make philanthropy and giving more effective. In addition, the Case has joined the Giving Pledge, started by Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, and publicly reaffirmed their commitment to give away the majority of their wealth. For outstanding accomplishment in the fields of entrepreneurship and business, the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill is pleased to confer on Stephen McConnell Case the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa, and to invite him to deliver the 2013 commencement address.
Stephen M. Case, by virtue of the authority vested in the University of North Carolina by the state of North Carolina and by the university entrusted to me, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws. I'll hold on to this for you. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Case.
Good morning. It's great to be here. A beautiful day, beautiful Carolina blue skies, and Carolina blue graduates. It's great to be back in Chapel Hill. I've had the honor of visiting the area half a dozen times over the past couple of years, joining President Obama and his Jobs Council to outline public policy initiatives and meeting on multiple occasions with inspiring young entrepreneurs here in the Research Triangle. And more importantly, I've had the opportunity to spend time on the amazing UNC campus, guest lecturing at Chancellor Thorpe's Econ 125 class on entrepreneurship, and of course, taking in a game at the Dean Dome. I started many of my mornings here at Chapel Hill the way I suspect some of you have, by going through the drive-thru at Sunrise Biscuit Kitchen. Those biscuits may not be the healthiest way to start the day, but they sure are tasty. Before I begin, I want to say a word of thanks to my friend Holden Thorpe. After spending most of his career at UNC and most of his life here in North Carolina, Chancellor Thorpe is, as you know, moving on to a new adventure. So please join me in giving a Tar Heel cheer to the Chancellor for his outstanding service to your university and to our country. And before we start, I want you to know that Duke is having their commencement this morning as well, so let's be loud and make sure they hear us in Durham. We'll start this side. All this side we want Tar, this side we want Heel. Are you ready? Tar! 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 All right, I'm impressed. Thank you, Holden. It is an honor to be with you. I'd like to congratulate each of you on this exciting day, and also congratulate your parents and all those who have sacrificed to help get you to this point. They are no doubt proud this morning to be celebrating your achievement. Frankly, commencement can be a little tough for parents. More than you might imagine, it is a time of transition and change for them as well. They woke up this morning as your parents, but they'll go to bed tonight more as your peers. And I suspect today may also be a little bittersweet for some of you. You're delighted to have completed the requirements to graduate, proud to be receiving your degrees, and excited to be embarking on the next chapter in your lives. But at the same time, you may be a little nervous. You have your diploma, but you aren't quite sure what the future holds. A half-century ago, most graduates committed to a job and a career path and stayed on that track for their whole lives. But things are different today. Most of you will not only have multiple jobs, you'll likely have multiple careers. So the key is to keep learning. Be curious, be open, be flexible. Let your life unfold as a series of chapters. Don't be so fixated on a specific ending that you neglect to open the door when opportunity knocks. But no matter what you end up doing, no matter what path you choose to follow, there are a few things that I hope you remember when you walk out of Kenan Stadium today. Specifically, three things, just three. What I like to call the 3 Ps. They are people, passion, and perseverance. I have found they're the keys to success in whatever you choose to do, so I wanted to share them with you this morning. The first of the P's is people. No matter what you do in life, your ability to succeed will be largely dependent on your ability to work with people. Indeed, it has often been said that what you do is less important than who you do it with, that the people you surround yourself with, whether a spouse or friends or co-workers, will ultimately be the principal determinant of the course your life will take. So don't just focus on the job descriptions or the brand name of the organization you're going to join. Also focus on who you'll be working for and with. You'll soon learn that no matter how bright you might be or how hard you're willing to work, your ultimate success will be largely determined by how you galvanize others to work with and for you. There's an old African proverb that I love. It says, if you want to go quickly, go alone. But if you want to go far, you must go together. There's a lot of wisdom in that. It may seem easier to go alone and just do it yourself, but you will maximize your impact if you go together, taking the time to assemble the right team and build the right relationships so you can go as far as possible. So the first principle to focus on is people, and I'd urge you to check in with yourself from time to time in the years ahead to be sure the people you're surrounding yourself with can in fact lift you to achieve more than you could on your own. The second P is passion. There are a lot of things each of us is interested in, but few things that we are really passionate about. I'd urge you to focus on the things that you are passionate about, that you get excited thinking about and talking about, as those are the opportunities you should organize your life around. Frankly, I got lucky. I became passionate about the internet more than 30 years ago when I was a senior at Williams College. I read a book by a futurist, Alvin Toffler, called The Third Wave, that talked about the idea of the internet. At the time, nobody was online. Indeed, the personal computer had not yet even been popularized, and the World Wide Web was more than a decade away from being created. But there was something in the idea of a digital revolution that really captivated me. After graduating from college, I ended up in entry-level jobs at a couple of companies. I even had a stint getting paid to invent new pizzas for Pizza Hut. It's true. But all the while, I was obsessing about what Alvin Toffler had called the electronic cottage, trying to figure out when and how I could make a move to be part of what I saw as a coming revolution. That search led me to move to Virginia in 1983. I joined a small startup company about to release a product called GameLine, which was one of the first interactive services. When GameLine was announced, everybody thought it would be a huge success, but it failed. Shortly after I arrived, one of the board members looked at the terrible sales statistics and said, geez, you would have thought they would have shoplifted more than that. The failure of GameLine taught me the importance of the third P, perseverance. As GameLine struggled, most people, including my parents, suggested I put aside my entrepreneurial impulses and passion and get back onto a more normal career path. But I stuck with it, as I believed that someday, somehow, the internet would change the world. I decided to start the company that became AOL in 1985 when I was 26 years old. At the time, only 3% of people were online, and they were only online an hour a week. AOL had lots of ups and downs in our first few years. It was slow going, and as a result, we went through several painful layoffs in those early days. When we went public in 1992, and we were the first internet company to go public, we had less than 200,000 customers after nearly a decade in business. But we kept at it. Interest in the internet exploded, and by the year 2000, we were the leading internet company in the world with 10,000 employees and more than 20 million customers. As I look back on AOL's rise, I attribute much of its success to those 3 Ps: people, passion, and perseverance. The people at AOL in those early days were phenomenal, excited to be pioneering a new medium, eager to come to work and work endless hours, and delighted to be part of a team that was hell-bent on changing the world. The passion we all brought to bear was incredible and infectious. Even though most people thought we were crazy and believed consumers would never use the internet, we plowed ahead, constantly evangelizing the endless possibilities of email, e-commerce, instant messaging, and other services. And it was perseverance that saw us through those difficult days, the times when our hopes were dimmed by external events, when the naysayers around us, including often our friends and families, were urging us to give it up and pursue a safer career path. But our band of brothers and sisters believed in each other, in the possibilities of the internet, and in our ability to break through any impediment that stood in our way. Since leaving AOL more than a decade ago, I've had the opportunity to invest and help build more than 24 new companies. The same 3 Ps help guide our efforts with a diverse mix of startups ranging from Zipcar to Living Social. And the principles have also applied to our nonprofit work through the Case Foundation, where we also invest in people and ideas that can change the world. As I see it, the last 25 years witnessed the completion of the first internet revolution, which was about getting people and businesses online. Now we're about to usher in the second internet revolution. Before, we were focused on the basics, evangelizing the benefits of the internet and getting people connected. Now that we're all connected, almost all the time, our focus can shift. And the second internet revolution is going to be about using the internet to improve the way we deliver education, provide health care, manage energy, transform transportation, improve government services, and reinvent manufacturing. This second internet revolution will be even more important than the first, as it will improve our lives and power our economy. But there's one thing I know for sure. The leaders in each of these sectors will be focused on protecting the status quo. I've learned over the years that the world is divided into attackers and defenders. The attackers are the people with bold, innovative ideas who are trying to disrupt the status quo and usher in a better way. The defenders are the incumbents that try to defend what they have and maintain the status quo. We need to bring an attacker mindset to whatever we choose to do. We need to think out of the box, be curious, and be willing to take risks. It won't be easy. As Thomas Edison once said, vision without execution is hallucination. The vision, the idea, is one thing. What really matters is how we rally together to bring that idea to life. Inspiration matters, but execution matters most. So to help you, as you aim to execute on your ideas, I hope you remember those 3 key attributes, the 3 Ps, and constantly reassess your own lives and your own choices to be sure you're working with and for the best possible team of people, you're rabidly passionate about whatever path you choose, and you have the perseverance to stick with it through the tough times so you can be there when things finally break through. And to be clear, as graduates of one of the nation's finest schools, you have the chance to make an impact that extends well beyond just succeeding in your own careers. You have an opportunity to give back to the country that made it possible. So I want to spend my last few minutes talking about where we've come from, where we're going, and how you can help us get there. The United States is envied around the world as the most powerful nation on earth. This didn't happen by accident. It was the work of pioneers who took great risks in the face of adversity. But the story of America is not just about the patriots who built the economy. It's also about the entrepreneurs who built our world. Through grit, hard work, and creativity, entrepreneurs built not just companies, but entire new industries. The success of those industries, first in the agricultural revolution, then in the industrial revolution, and more recently in the information revolution, led to the development of new cities that started flourishing. And it led to the creation of the most vibrant, innovative, and entrepreneurial culture in the world. And America's momentum continues. In the last 3 decades alone, new startup companies created 40 million jobs, nearly all the net jobs created during that period. But here's my key message to you, the class of 2013. As a nation, we can't rest on our laurels. Other countries now realize that entrepreneurship is the secret sauce that has powered our economy, and they are working hard to replicate it. We need to double down on entrepreneurship if we are going to maintain our lead. So whether you plan to be an entrepreneur or a teacher, a scientist, a doctor, a writer, an elected official, a nonprofit leader, or anything else, it is important to remember that strong communities are sustained by strong economies, and strong economies require a constant influx of startup businesses. Good schools, dependable hospitals, and safe neighborhoods are supported by successful companies. To make the point, let's look at Detroit. 50 years ago, Detroit was Silicon Valley. It was the most vibrant entrepreneurial hub in the country, arguably in the world, as it was at the very epicenter of the transportation revolution. But then Detroit lost its way. Car companies from other parts of the world innovated more rapidly, and American car companies began to lose market share. Their decline led to the decline of Detroit. Indeed, Detroit has lost more than 50% of its population, 50% over the past 50 years. Detroit is now trying to fight its way back, and I was there recently and believe it can, but it will admittedly be hard. We can't let the story of Detroit become the story of America. We need more American regions to instead adopt the research triangle model. 50 years ago here in North Carolina, there was a recognition that the region was too reliant on agriculture. To diversify its economy and to build on the great strengths of UNC and other neighboring universities, the research triangle was created, and many great startups have been formed here. The economy is doing a lot better here than it would have if the leaders of the community hadn't been so bold about reinventing the region a half-century ago. North Carolina didn't run from the problem, it ran to the problem, and in so doing, created new opportunities. So the lesson of Detroit and of the research triangle is clear. Our communities rise and fall based on how innovative they can be. And that's true not just for cities, but also for countries. That's why all of us who care about this country need to redouble our efforts to ensure we remain the startup nation, creating new companies and industries that can be the envy of the world. We can't get complacent. We need to stay on offense. We need to stay on the attack. And coming from Washington, D.C., I have some news to share that you might find a little surprising. Everybody talks about how broken Washington is and how nothing gets done. Well, I'm pleased to report that a year ago, Democrats and Republicans came together and passed a pro-entrepreneurship bill called the Jobs Act, specifically to help startups. Now, as we speak, Congress is debating immigration reform. It is critical that they come together again and pass bipartisan legislation that will enable the United States to win the global battle for talent so we can remain the world's most entrepreneurial nation. And I know this is personal for many of you graduating today. Many of you are from other countries. We want to encourage you to stay and make it easy for you to stay so you can help drive our economy forward. We know that's what many of you want to do, and we also know that's what we as a nation need to do. The fact of the matter is more than 40% of Fortune 500 companies in the United States were started by immigrants or their children. Just recently, an immigrant from Turkey, Hamdi Lakaya, launched a yogurt startup in upstate New York. Today, Chobani Yogurt generates $1 billion in sales, has hired 1,500 American workers, and is expanding operations across the country. From U.S. Steel to Google to Chobani, the successes of immigrant innovators in America shows that fixing our immigration system is not just a problem we need to solve, but an opportunity we need to seize. By doing so, we can help unleash a new golden era of American entrepreneurship. And it's worth reminding ourselves that the United States was itself a startup just a couple hundred years ago. Back then, America was just an idea. That idea, powered by people, passion, and perseverance, led us to forge a strong and stable democracy and to build the largest and most innovative economy in the world. Our journey as a nation is not over. Our best days lie ahead. The baton is now being passed to a new generation, to you. We are counting on all of you, the class of 2013, to help move us forward and help us write the next chapter in the story of our startup nation. And as I close, I'd like to ask all of you to stand up. Everybody in the stadium, not just the graduates, everybody. Parents, friends, everybody stand up. Thank you. Given that I have spent most of my life trying to get people to use the internet, it's only fitting that I end by sharing this momentous occasion on Twitter. So I'm going to take a photo of all of you and then tweet it out using the hashtag UNC2013. So everybody wave here. I think I need to use Panorama for this one. All right, you can sit down. Now I'm done, just pulling up. All right, you ready? I'm tweeting this out, and I want all of you to retweet it, UNC 2013. That way we can let all our friends down the street at Duke know that UNC is taking over the world. Thank you all. Congratulations. Give yourself a hand and your parents a hand, your mothers a hand, and best of luck as you open the next chapter in your lives.
Thank you, Steve, and all of you say hello to his 519,000 followers. We now turn to the conferral of the degrees. First, I want to recognize our outstanding undergraduate students. Will the candidates for baccalaureate degrees with highest honors please rise and remain standing? Will the candidates for baccalaureate degrees with honors please rise and remain standing? Seniors graduating with honors and highest honors exemplify an exceptional level of undergraduate scholarship. Congratulations to all of you on this outstanding accomplishment. You may be seated. I now call upon the deans of the university in order of the anniversary date of each college to present their candidates for doctoral master's, and baccalaureate degrees. Will Dean Karen Gill please come forward to present the students from the College of Arts and Sciences?
Chancellor Thorpe, I am pleased to present to you the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Arts, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Regional Planning, Master of Science, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Music, and Bachelor of Science. Will these students please rise? Congratulations.
Please be seated. Will Dean Jack Boger please come forward to present the students from the School of Law?
Mr. Chancellor, I am pleased to present to you the candidates for Juris Doctor. Will these students please rise?
Will Dean William Roper please come forward to present the students from the School of Medicine?
Mr. Chancellor, I'm pleased to present to you the candidates for Doctor of Medicine, Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Audiology, Doctor of Physical Therapy, Master of Physical Therapy, Master of Science in Rehabilitation, Counseling and Psychology, Speech and Language Pathology and Occupational Therapy, Bachelor of Science in Clinical Laboratory Science, and Bachelor of Science in Radiological Science. Will these students please rise?
Please be seated. Will Dean Bill McDermott please come forward to present the students from the School of Education?
Mr. Chancellor, I'm very pleased to present to you the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Education, Master of Arts in Teaching, Master of Education, Master of School Administration, and the Bachelor of Arts in Education. Will these students please rise?
Will Dean Bob Bluen please come forward to present the students from the Eshelman School of Pharmacy?
Mr. Chancellor, I am pleased to present to you the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Pharmacy, Master of Science, and Bachelor of Science in Pharmaceutical Sciences. Will these students please rise?
Will Dean James Dean please come forward to present the students from the Keenan Flagler Business School?
Mr. Chancellor, I'm pleased to present to you the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Accounting, Master of Business Administration, and Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. Will these students please rise?
Will Dean Jack Richmond please come forward to present the students from the School of Social Work?
Mr. Chancellor, I am pleased and proud to present to you the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy and Masters of Social Work. Will these students please rise?
Will Dean Susan King please come forward to present the students from the School of Journalism and Mass Communication?
Mr. Chancellor, I am pleased to present to you the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Arts, and Bachelor of Arts in Journalism and Mass Communication. Will these students please rise, go forth, and tweet, and much more?
Will Dean Gary Marcianini please come forward to present the students from the School of Information and Library Science?
Mr. Chancellor, I am pleased to present to you the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Science in Information Science, Master of Science in Library Science, and Bachelor of Science in Information Science. Will these students please rise?
Will Dean Barbara Reimer please come forward to present the students from the Gilling School of Global Public Health?
Mr. Chancellor, I'm pleased to present to you the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Public Health, Master of Healthcare Administration, Master of Public Health, Master of Science in Environmental Sciences and Engineering, Master of Science in Public Health, and Bachelor of Science in Public Health. Will these students please rise?
Will Dean Jane Weintraub please come forward to present the students from the School of Dentistry?
Mr. Chancellor, I am pleased to present to you the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Dental Surgery, Master of Science, and Bachelor of Science in Dental Hygiene. Will the candidates please rise?
Will Dean Kristen Swanson please come forward to present the students from the School of Nursing?
Mr. Chancellor, I am pleased to present to you the candidates for a Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Science in Nursing, and Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Will these Carolina nurses please rise?
Will Dean Mike Smith please come forward to present the students from the School of Government?
Mr. Chancellor, I'm pleased to present to you the candidates for Master of Public Administration. Will these students please rise, and congratulations.
All degree candidates, please rise. By virtue of the authority vested in the University of North Carolina by the state of North Carolina and by the university entrusted to me, I hereby confer upon you the degree for which the faculty has certified you, together with all the rights and privileges thereunto pertaining, and I offer you my warmest congratulations. I now invite Tim Palmer, president of the senior class, to say a few words on behalf of the class of 2013. At the conclusion of his remarks, he will be joined by Nora Chan, vice president of the senior class. Together, they will lead the undergraduates in turning your tassels, signifying your graduation from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Tim Palmer.
Congratulations to the class of 2013. We gather here today, draped in this sacred hue of blue, to celebrate our collective accomplishments from the past 4 years. It seems like just yesterday when we arrived on campus for the first time. We settled in, met our roommates, and eventually convinced our parents to head home after Mom rearranged the sock drawer one too many times. Since then, we conquered our 8 a.m. chemistry classes and late nights in the library. We survived weeks of finals, bus rides on the P2P, even the mind prophecy of an apocalypse. And somehow, between building incredible friendships and cheering on the heels, we find ourselves here today receiving our degrees. While we certainly value the intellectual fruits of our labor, it is what we carry in our hearts from these past 4 years that we shall cherish forever. The friendships forged, the memories made, and the newfound passions excavated from within will forever link us to this wonderful university. You see, here at UNC, we dove in heart first and learned the true meaning of community. We found camaraderie amidst the roars of Kenan Stadium, compassion in the glow of candlelight vigils as we mourn the loss of our fellow Tar Heels, kindness and the gentle greetings native to this southern part of heaven, and most importantly, we found home. Charles Kuralt said it best when he asked, "What is it that binds us to this place as to no other? It is not the well or the bell or the stone walls or the crisp October nights or the memory of dogwoods blooming. No, our love for this place is based in the fact that it is as it was meant to be, the university of the people." It's no secret that the greatest thing about this university is its people and how Carolina, without fail, brings out the best in all of us. There's evidence of this in our many contributions while students here. We introduced Carolina to the stimulating world of live TED Talks, raised millions of dollars for those in need, both in our community and around the world, and we helped Carolina to become recognized as a top 10 research university in the nation. Our accomplishments are inspiring, and the growth we've experienced at UNC is tremendous. But of course, we did not make it this far alone. We navigated this journey with the faithful guidance and love from our faculty, friends, and family, especially our beloved mothers and grandmothers, whom I wish a very happy Mother's Day. Carolina is a place filled with rich and age-old traditions, the greatest of which is perhaps rushing Franklin Street after winning a national championship in basketball. While we were not afforded this rare opportunity, my charge to you is to imagine life after graduation as your Franklin Street. Take it by storm. Be passionate. Be foolish. Spread Carolina love, and be sure to leap over as many flaming couches as possible. Okay, well, maybe don't do that last part, but I hope you get my point. I stand before a truly remarkable group, and there's no doubt in my mind you will all go forth and do amazing things as you make your mark on the world. As you do, I hope you'll remember two things. First, remember what Eve Carson taught us, that as we strive to be great, we must always remember to be good. And second, that this university is your home and that we all are your family. No matter what Thomas Wolfe said, you can go home again. Thank you so much, and congratulations to the class of 2013. Go Heels!
As President and Vice President of the Class of 2013, we are privileged to lead you in moving your tassels from right to left, signifying your new status. Woo! Oh. Congratulations!
Nice work. Good job. Welcome, all of you, to the ranks of the alumni of the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. You may be seated. Graduates, this is a beginning. Most of you are doing something entirely new in your lives, leaving school behind and heading to what you may have heard of as the real world. We know from experience that you will make that real world better. You have the knowledge, energy, and experience to take us where we need to go. And while it may sound daunting to hear all of this talk about how you're going to change the world for the better, in fact, you have already started. So remember that no matter where you go in this huge world, you're a Tar Heel. Here in Chapel Hill, you will always find people who are proud of you, have deep faith in your abilities, and care about what happens to you. You can come home again, and we look forward to seeing you. Before we take our leave, let me recognize one more group. Will all the families of our graduates please rise? Parents, spouses, children, grandparents, aunts and uncles, and brothers and sisters. Graduates, now is your turn to say thanks, family, for all of your support and love. We want to thank Jeff Fuchs, director of the University Band, and your fellow students who came to play for you today. And we also want to show appreciation to the student marshals for their assistance today. Let's thank all of these great students. At the conclusion of this ceremony, we ask that all our guests exit the stadium by going up the stairs and out the stadium the way you came in. Please do not come down to the field, as the only exit at field level is reserved for those with disabilities. I would now like to introduce the UNC Clef Hangers, who will perform Caroline in My Mind, and following their performance, Laura Buff will return to the podium to lead us in singing Hark the Sound. Please remain in your seats until the platform party exits the field.
In my mind, I'm going to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? And ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm going to Carolina in my mind. Walk her way and watch her shine, and just watch her watch the morning come. A silver tear appearing now, and I'm crying, and I'm going to Carolina in my mind. There ain't no doubt in no one's mind, love's the finest thing around. She whispers something soft and kind. And hey babe, the sky's on fire. I'm dying, and I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't he just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. Dark and silent late last night, I might have heard the highway calling. Geese in flight and dogs bite. Signs that might be omens say, I'm going to Carolina in my mind. With a holy host of others standing around me, so I'm on the dark side of the moon. And it seems like it goes on like this forever. You must forgive me if I'm up and gone to Carolina in my mind. In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just hit me from behind. Yes, I'm going to Carolina in my mind. Yes, I'm going to Carolina in my mind. I'm gone, I'm gone. When I'm gone, won't you say nice things about me? When I'm gone, won't you carry on without me? When I'm gone.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.